Get my shit right. Hey, what's going on? Hey, got some draft content coming. If you want my like, share, and subscribe, we much appreciate. You know I don't like to hold you. Just like to kind of go ahead and jump into it. But I got all type of coming up, boxing content, undisputed content coming out. Be on the lookout for that. I got this. This is gonna be my 2 round mock, and then I'm gonna do a 7 round mock shortly after. So be on the lookout for that as well. So go ahead and jumping straight into it. Got Shedeur Sanders, Cameron Ward. Shedeur talking about he want to go to New York. If I was him, I wouldn't worry about that. I can't see the Raiders getting rid of Pierce. If they get rid of Pierce, that's a horrible idea on their part because they actually got something going there, but they didn't give him a fair shot. They gave him no quarterback. It's crazy. But the team itself is really good. They play hard. There's a culture there that's brewing. They just need a quarterback. Shedeur do that. Shedeur can definitely do that for him. Then you got Cameron Ward going to the Giants. Travis Hunter. Remember this is gonna be a 2 round mock here. So got Travis Hunter, natural pick going right there to the Patriots. Will Johnson. Everybody pretty much sees it going this way. I know if they didn't have a linebacker, if they didn't have uh, embarrassment of riches at linebacker up there, they would definitely be going right here with Duke Carter, I would imagine. But these picks would be flipped. But I could see Johnson going here and Carter going here. Teddy McMillan. A lot of people talk about it, they need to get off. They need to get some more receivers, man. They need to get some weapons there, guys who can play, and this dude can do it. He can do it. He continues to get better. That was the thing about Tedder. He kept getting better. He kept getting better. Kevin Banks, I like him. Some people have Campbell there, but I like Kevin Banks right there. Mason Graham, natural pick to the Jets right here. Of course, Will Campbell right here. Mekhi Williams can do it between him and Pierce. Honestly, I like Pierce to the Bengals. I kind of like that fit. I like the fit of these two guys going to their respective teams. But me personally, I like Pierce. I like Pierce a bit more than I like McCall. I'm not saying he's better or anything like that. I don't know. Just for me, preference-wise, if I had to choose between the two, I'm on a team. More than likely, I'm probably going Pierce. Just depending on how my team goes, and I think he can fit there too. He'll make a nice fit there. They have to make a little room for him in a particular kind of way, but he'd make a nice fit here. Siobhan Rivers just kept going up the board. He was very low. I had him higher than most people had him at the particular point. Now people kind of coming around a little bit. Colston Loveland, nice piece for the young quarterback. Has a guy he can rely on. Extension of the offensive line. He blocks nicely. He blocks way better than I can't say whether or not I thought he did, but because when I watched him, I'm always open minded. I don't know anything until they show me. But he's a lot smoother as a blocker than I thought he would be. He's a lot more proficient at well, I don't know if I use that word, but he's a nice blocker. He's a nice blocker. I'm interested to see how he's going to develop. And this is a good team for him to go to. They value the tight end position. Again, James Pierce right here, Ashton Jeanty. People debating 9 times out of 10, Cowboys probably gonna go line. I like this idea. They did it with Ezekiel Elliott, and it worked out for him. Ezekiel has done a good job for the Cowboys, whether anybody wants to admit it or not. Now, Cameron Williams here, this was actually a mistake. What happened was my screen got froze, and I wound up clicking on his name as opposed to Wyatt Millum. So this is really supposed to be Wyatt Millum right here to San Francisco. I like the way he fits. Then that bothered me too. Thought about doing the draft over for that, but I was like, never mind. I'll explain it. Kendall Grant, one of my favorite players in the draft, old school nose tackle. Gilbert Brown days. He's a better athlete than Gilbert. He's not as big as Gilbert, but I'm just using that as an analogy as far as more old school style of nose tackle, but with some new school kind of sensibilities. I really like watching him play. I really like man, honestly, if Grant was to go higher than this, like to the Bengals, anywhere, really, any of these teams, I don't know if I take him higher than Graham. And Bears definitely need some offensive line. Bears need some offensive line help for sure. So yeah, I got him in the right place. But if he was to go here to Cowboys, I wouldn't be surprised by that either. Cowboys would probably do something like that. That would be the place I would imagine he would probably go if it's not here. I like Kenneth Grant with anybody really, but I really like him. I really like him right here for the Falcons. Derek Harmon, he was back. He was like number 5 or 6 defensive tackle on people's board for a long time. For me, I had him up there. I had him as a mid-second round pick at first, and then he continues to get better and better. I see him as a first round. I think he's going to test well as well. That's why I kind of have him here. Ursary, smart football player. I don't know if it's, and I want to see more for him, and there was a couple more guys. I wasn't able to see as much tape on these guys as much as but he's a smart football player. I don't know if it's, I'm not gonna get into it, but he's a very smart football player. I like Luther Burden. I know some people kind of like Luther Burden, whatever. I like Luther Burden. He's a nice player to have on your roster. Very good athlete. You know, I think he could. I believe he could play a little better up to his competition. I actually like him in the slot, man. Excuse me, I'm sipping my coffee. I actually like him in the slot. That's kind of how I see him. I see him kind of like a slot receiver, and the Chargers could use some wide receiver help in here. Ben Morrison, I think he's more suited for the NFL. I think he has more NFL kind of game. He did well in college, of course, but he could be pretty good. I like the way he played. I can't wait to see these guys in the Senior Bowl. That's going to be those draft those my I love it. The Senior Bowl is a big deal when you talk about all these bowl games. When they even the team bowl games or the individual bowl games, they you can really see a lot of what's going on. And I'm not a real combine guy. Certain positions, certain times, yeah, but it's more I I have a particular way I like to look at it. So Tyler Booker, I think for Tyler this is just a natural place for him right here. This pick will be Cameron Williams. Remember, Wyatt Millam, I have him going to San Francisco. Uh, it's tacky that it's that way, but I said fuck it. I'm not gonna do it over again. Josh Simmons, good pick here for the Broncos. Seville. We got Stewart. If Genty is available right here, I think they'll go Genty. Just to have him to go along with the rest of that offense. That offense would be crazy. My opinion, you need 5 running backs and you need 2 really good ones. So that's how I look at the NFL. That's me personally. Everybody has their own. Now, I don't think everybody should think that way. I have a particular way I think things should go that way, and everybody's a little different. Other people thinking that way, that's not going to suit them. Just like teams. Every team needs to kind of, or coaches rather, coaching philosophy. Every coach has to coach according to how what he sees as being how he sees football. So each coach has their own philosophy. It's similar to when you're scouting and you're evaluating. I have philosophies. I don't think it all. I'm not fixed on any philosophy really, but I like the idea of 5 running backs. At least in the case of, uh, and by 5 I mean maybe one. I like 4 and then one on practice squad. I think you need 5 on your team. That's just my personal opinion. Jalen Milroe, first round pick. I think he's worthy. Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell doing a good job so far. He's doing okay. I don't think Fields is the answer. Jalen Milroe. Walter Nolan continues to go up. I don't think he's no higher than here. I see him as a late first round pick than the last 5 picks, really. But the fit right here for me, I believe, is a good fit. Nick Scrouton. I wonder how he's gonna play in the NFL. I think he's a good football player. But I'm just curious on what is his effort gonna be like. He's gonna be interesting to watch. Malachi Starks, good football player. Buffalo know what to do with him. Buffalo know what to do with him. They got a culture there at DB. They know how to get the best out of their DBs. That's what they do. Jalen Walker, wouldn't be surprised seeing him go to Cowboys. He could really go to a host of teams further up. But this is just the way my first round shaped up. But any of these teams ahead of him, I really wouldn't be surprised seeing him go early in that. Jahad Campbell, I think he's worth a first round pick. Nice, good middle linebacker. I think they need help more. I think they need help there more than they realize, or it may seem right off the bat. But I think they need some help there, and they definitely need a guy that can develop for the future, who can be a consistent ball player right there in the middle of their defense. Jahdae Barron, one of my favorite players. I had him as a first. He was the 10th and 12th cornerback. By the middle of the season, he was like 10 or 11. I had him in the first couple of corners. I think I had him in my top 3, top 4. I believe he's worth a first round pick. Good team right here with Kansas City too. His style of play fits them very well. We moving on to the second round. Uh-oh. See, that's what happened. See how that happened? That's exactly what happened when I made that Wyatt Millen pick. So, Mika Egbuka. Some people see him as the first rounder. Late first round, early second round. I see him as the early second round pick. Number 1 pick, second round, goes to the Giants. They could use him, go with the new quarterback, have him somebody to throw to, somebody he can grow with. That does make it different than the young quarterbacks kind of, because young receivers make young quarterbacks feel good because they have a little bit more say so with the younger guys. You know what I mean? The older guys may not, they may feel a little uncomfortable approaching them guys that way. So younger receivers go, it's good to have a couple on your roster so your quarterback can have the confidence to kind of. Some guys just come in there and they run the show, but that don't always happen. So Tyleik Williams, worthy of a first round pick. He just kind of falls here. Just the way the draft shapes up. It's not a talent thing with him. I want him to get in good shape. Never really seems to be out of shape, I'm saying, but I want to see him in real. I want to see him like on that what he would look like if he got on that Aaron Donald regimen, like a really hard nosed, turning himself into a weapon kind of training. I wonder what kind of player he'll be. That'd be interesting. Donovan Jackson, good blocker. Omarion Hampton, big running back, runs hard. Love the way he plays. Go with the Bears. Go with their quarterback. They need some help there too at running back. They need this type of they need this profile of a running back. Maxwell Hairston. Uh, Most evident thing when you look at his tape is how physical he is. He's very physical. But he's more than that. You understand what I'm saying? He's way more than that. Man, depending on how he tests, you might see him slip in the first round. Just depends on how he tests. I wouldn't be surprised if he was to slip in the first round. Isaiah Bond would go good right there. Weapon can do multiple things. Marcus Imbo, I like Imbo. I like Imbo. He's somebody I'm really going to pay attention to at the next level. I like Imbo. Iman Warren, another one of my top 10 favorite players. I didn't necessarily say best, but I said top 10 favorite. I really like him. I think you could drop him. Worst come to worst, drop him at linebacker. Have him play. He can do some rover too if that's necessary. But he's nice. He's really good. I can't wait to see how he tests. Cause I'm telling you, if Iman Warren fuck around and run a 4.4, if he run a 4.3, forget about it. He's in the first round. But I think if he runs a 4.4, definitely first round. In fact, maybe on my next one, be checking for that. That's really going to be the story of him. If he can run a 4.4 in the 40, he that 4.5 puts him right here. 4.5 puts him right here where I got him. 4.4 puts him in the first. Harold Fanning Jr. I think he's the second best. I can't say I think he's the second best tight end. I just like Harold Fanning. I like the way he plays, and the Jets. I think will appreciate some of that. Kind of speeds up the tempo of the team a little bit. Add some little dynamic tight end. Does a lot of good things. A lot of good things. Darren Roy, another one of my top 10 favorites. I even thought about putting him in the first round at one particular point in time. I thought about it, but good place for him right here. Denzel Burke, another one of my top 10 favorite players. And I'm not just saying that. They are my top 10 favorite players. I've been drafting this guy between the first and second round for the last couple of years. That's how talented Burke is. He continues to be talented. Best nickel corner in the draft on paper, as far as I'm concerned. There's some other guys in there. You'll be seeing in a minute who I got at the nickel spot. Very talented player. Very talented player. Harold Perkins has some time to develop there. They don't really need him to do too much of anything but get healthy. Once he does that, I would imagine he's going to be a hell of a player. Now look who they got. They got Harold Perkins and James Pierce so far. Not a bad draft. Landon Jackson. Have Trey Amos. Trey Amos is going to be nice. He's going to be a nice. I see him as a nickel though, man. And that's what's crazy. As good as he is on the outside, I kind of see him as a nickel. The idea of him playing the nickel is crazy to me. That's kind of how I see him. Emory Jones. A lot of people like Emory. A.Z. Thomas. This dude right here, I'm going to, all these guys, anytime all these guys, I'm always very aware of what they do in the NFL. Their first year in. It's going to be, I'm ready to see him against NFL talent. I'm ready to see him in some bowl games. I'm ready to see him against some really talented guys. He can do a lot of things. Tyler Warren, this is a good pick for them. Deion Walker, really big guy, athletic, hustles, plays hard. He definitely hustles. I like the way he plays. He's fun. He's fun. He's fun to watch. He is fun. He is fun to watch. Guy, and I think he can play very early. That's another thing. That's part of his value too. The learning curve, I don't think is going to be too big for him. I think he can play very early. Prince, I don't want to mess up his last name. You already know. You already know. But I'm a fan of Princely. He has some first round talent. Depending on how he tests, you're talking about a possible first round pick right there. Jabbar Muhammad. I feel like Jabbar Muhammad is just now kind of getting the respect he deserves. On some people's list, he was like the 20th or 30th best cornerback. I thought that was crazy. I thought that nickel. Now, if you're thinking about him on the outside, I think that's a little too low too. But at nickel, I think you're tripping. Caleb Johnson, good for them. Don't really have to do much of anything. He's coming in. I think he still needs to be coached up, but very natural run of the ball. We'll learn a lot playing in and then it's good to have a guy who used to coach in college. He can relate to these guys a little bit more, and that aspect of it, it's a good place for him to find himself at. Deontay Lawson has first round talent to me. He just Deontay just gonna have to continue to get better, but he has some first round talent to me. Kyron Lacy as well. I don't think he's a first rounder by any means. I think Deontay Lawson, depending on how the draft shapes up, late first round pick, I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at it. It's a talented draft, man. There's some positions that just not there at all, which is crazy. But the draft as a whole is pretty talented. Pretty talented. Kyron Lacy, good fit for them though, right here. Trey Harris. A lot of people see him as the first. I don't know. People see him really high. I see him going to a place like this. He got a quarterback that can help him get through it. I believe he could. He needs to continue to learn and continue to grow and get better. But yeah, a lot of people see him hiding this. I don't. This is good for him right here. And if he was to slip to the third round, I wouldn't be surprised either. I believe he's going to be productive though. I think he's going to be productive. I think he can really do that. Now who we got? Quinshon Judkins. Like I said, I think they need another running back too. Quinshon, can't get Genty. It's not a bad option. Donovan, I don't want to fuck his shit up either. Zai Raku. We're gonna call him DE. We're gonna call him DE. Underrated. This dude is underrated. Man, by testing time, I don't know, man. He could be up there. More people have him lower than this. And I don't think more. I think most people don't even see him as a second rounder. He's projected like third round, third, fourth round. I think it's early fourth round is I think max. Not me. Not at all. Another player underrated. Kobe Hudson. First round talent to me. Kobe Hudson has first round talent. Pittsburgh know what to do, guys. Pittsburgh, they're infamously. They're famously known for being able to get the best out receivers. They get a guy like this type of thing they like to do. Get the best out of guys who are talented the way Hudson is. Tess Johnson, good fit, good player. Continue to grow that receiver core. They need help at receiver. They could go other places with this, but I think Tez, good fit. Speeds up the offense a little bit. So on and so forth. Jack Sawyer to the Lions makes all the sense in the world to me. I heard somebody else talk about this pick too, and I did a couple of first round mocks, just 1 round mocks, prior to doing this 2-rounder, and I had Jack Sawyer actually just because it was the Lions, had him go in the first round. Now, I didn't think he was worthy of a first round pick, but the fit was so good to me. I was just like, I kept messing with that, and then I had to get real with myself because I just don't think he's worth a first round pick. He needs to be developed, but to the Lions, that's how natural the pick is, and I kept seeing people mock him to the Lions as well. So I said, well, shit, we all thinking on the same page. Xavier Watts is going to be a good NFL player, especially for a team like the Chiefs. Watch out for that. Watch out for that pick in particular. Xavier Watts to the Chiefs. That's going to be a good pick for them. I like the idea of that. I really do. Again, stay tuned in, man. Stay locked in because I got a 7-round mock coming out soon after this. So maybe within a few days. So be checking for that. Be checking for more of my other content. Like I said, I don't like to hold you. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate you for watching. I appreciate you for listening.